Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Just here to flow with you as usual. So we'll go ahead and get started. You can just find your way to some sort of comfortable reclined position. So whether that's just laying in a shavasana to start, you can take a reclined bound angle. You could also, if you are really feeling it, you could start with your legs up the wall. That's a reclined position. A supported bridge. Um, yeah, the possibilities are kind of endless, kind of. So you can just go ahead and find some sort of position laying down that feels just really good to you. And you can go ahead and just give yourself some time to settle in and kind of arrive to here. Excuse me. So find what feels good to you. And then, of course, as always, you guys know me. If you get somewhere and it feels good for a while and then it doesn't feel good, then please switch and move and make yourselves um, feel as comfortable as possible while you're here. And while you're here and arriving, you can kind of recall your day. Go over it in your head, but don't get attached to anything. Just recognizing your day for what it was. And give yourself permission and allow yourself to be here now. And then when you feel ready, if you don't already have the soles of your feet on the mat, you can go ahead and make your way into this position. And then maybe just kind of rocking the knees side to side. This can be as slow or as fast as you like. And then take your feet to the edges of your mat and allow your knees just to drop inward and they can kind of touch. You can take your feet off the mat a little bit if you need to, but just allow your knees or your thighs to kind of come in toward the middle and touch. This is just a nice little different kind of stretch. It's hard. We don't really do it a lot. You can let the knees kind of go out to the sides, but it's kind of hard if you think this would kind of be that hero's pose if we were sitting. So this would be kind of another way to get that same little bit of stretch without putting all of the strain on the knees. So this is just a nice little variation to take here sometimes. Just nice little difference for your hips and your quads and your thighs as well. And so I was here, and there's a little bit of space between my low back, which is normal. That's how it typically goes. But if you try to cognizantly bring your low back to the mat, you'll notice this stretch in your thighs becomes slightly different. And then you're also engaging your core slightly to get your low back down to the mat. All right, enough of that. There are a million ways to go in yoga. That's just another tiny little example of how you can just make one little change, focus on one little thing, and it just changes that stretch. So you can bring your your bottoms of your feet, your soles of your feet back to the mat. And we'll just try, since we're here, a reclining cow face pose. So you can just bring your knees into your chest, and gosh, this might be a nice place to just be for a moment. And if you like this and you're feeling it, then just stay here. You can do some ankle rolls. You can roll your back in circles, little back massage. You can also rock side to side if you like. But also you could take that reclining cow face. So you can straighten your legs in the air. And once again, this might be a thing where you go, oh my gosh, this feels good to me. So do that for a minute. It's cool. You can just kind of cross your legs. So like I just did my right over my left. And this is going to be a little different than when you're sitting up, of course. Like I can't quite get my knees to stack over here in this position, and I feel like they come a little closer to midline when I'm sitting up. But that's okay, and you're just going to feel this nice stretch on the back of the right thigh, kind of upper, and then more in the glute. You'll feel that nice stretch. And I'm not like cranking down on my feet. It's just putting my hands here. It also kind of helps keep them pulled back to me just to kind of keep the shape. But once again, I'm not, pulling hard on my feet in any direction. It's more that my hands are just resting there. And just starting with these slow, simple movements, to me, it's a nice way to kind of hone in on your breathing more, to kind of notice your rhythm and your rate before we start kind of synchronizing more movements with the breath. So that's why I like just doing some slow, longer holds in the beginning. Also, just kind of warms the body up, I think. Um, and if staying in these positions for long times doesn't feel good to you, you can take any of the other avenues that I've shown you. You can go back to knees to chest. You can go to legs in the air. You can go back to your soles of feet on the mat. You could also go ahead and switch sides here, and you can just kind of switch back and forth in the time it takes us to go through both sides. Everything is fine. Just make this work for you. Alright, so you can let go of that. Maybe bring legs back up. You can roll the ankles if you like. And then we'll cross left leg over right. And just notice the difference between sides. Because they're just that. Your body is two separate sides. They're not going to be the same. So just noticing these differences rather than expecting everything to be the same, that's a nice perspective to have on anything, I think. On another person you're interacting with, not everyone's going to think like you, unfortunately. How nice would it be? But just knowing, hey, that person's going to have a difference of opinion, that can start the playing field out a little more level than expecting somebody else to think like you and behave like you. And it can open you up to being a little more compassionate because they're not like you. You can let that go. Legs back up. Then you can just take the arms overhead. Nice little stretch. I'm just feeling a nice little stretch right here, so I'm just gonna ride it out. I'm doing it. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we haven't done this in a few classes. We're gonna rock to stand. So don't freak out about it. If you can't rock to stand, rock yourself to sitting, and then get to stand. We're going to do it 3 times in a row. You may need to rock more than just once to get to stand, or once might be enough. I think I'm going to do like a rock to kind of get my momentum going, and then I'll try to rock to stand. But we'll try to do it 3 times in a row because we're going to try to live for as long as we can, and this is one way we can do it, man. I'll take whatever I can get. So we'll rock. Rock to standing. Rock to standing one more time. And we did it. So proud of you. So now we're standing. We'll go ahead and just make our way back to our forward fold for a minute. I know that was kind of a lot to do quickly and then kind of go back to a slower position with a forward fold, but it'll be okay. We're just going to do it this way. It is like this now. One of my favorite things to say in any situation, in any moment, I just go, it's like this now. And we are where we are, essentially. We just gotta kind of go power through it. So it's like this now. We've rocked to stand, and now we're going to forward fold. It's going to be great. So knees are nice and bent here to start. You can let your neck and your head hang. And then maybe slowly, you just kind of work. You work toward straightening the legs, but your legs, your knees, they don't ever have to be straight. Just so you know, might be something that looks kind of nice, but they never have to actually be straight. We'll inhale to a halfway lift. So other hands come to the shins or the fingertips to a block or the mat. And in a forward fold, if it's ever too much, you can also have your hands to like a blanket or a block. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead, extend and mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. And then you can exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We'll exhale, hands come to the mat. Step your right leg behind you. Lower your right knee to the mat for a low lunge. When you're ready, you can inhale your hands to the knees, to the hips, or the arms can come up overhead. Exhale the hands to the mat. Curl the back toes. Inhale, step back to plank. And then when you're ready, you can exhale, lower down to the mat. We'll inhale to cobra. And then once again, yeah, you can do cobra, you can baby cobra, and then put your hands down the mat. Exhale back down to the mat. Inhale to plank. And then exhale back to down dog. This is our first down dog, so I'll give you a minute here. You can just kind of move, breathe. Inhale your right leg up behind you. As you exhale, right foot comes through to the hands. Lower your left knee to the mat for low lunge. When you're ready, you can inhale your hands to the knees to the hips, or the arms can come up. Exhale the hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. We'll inhale, step up to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Step your left leg behind you. Lower your left knee to the mat for low lunge. When you're ready, you can inhale your hands to the knees to the hips so the arms can come up. Exhale your hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. We'll inhale, step back to plank. Then when you're ready, we'll exhale and lower down to the mat. You can inhale, cobra or baby cobra. Exhale back down to the mat. Inhale to plank. And then exhale back to down dog. Give you another minute here since this is only our second down dog. We'll inhale the left leg up behind. As you exhale, left foot comes through to the hands. Drop your right knee to the mat for low lunge. When you're ready, you can inhale your hands to the knees to the hips, or the arms can come up. Exhale your hands to the mat. Curl the back toes. We'll inhale, step up to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up overhead. And then let's do your right hand to your left hip. And then lean over to the right. Inhale back up. Exhale, forward fold. Let's take a little twist here. Love a good twist. So you can bend your left knee. Left hand planted on a block or the mat. Then you can twist over to the right. Exhale back to forward fold. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Then exhale, step the right leg back behind you. We'll pause up here in this high lunge for a moment. And then let's bring left hand to the inside of that left leg. So you're in like a high lizard here, or dragon. You can drop the knee and come down to lizard if you like. Just find one of these spots that feels good to you. And as always, if something like starts to feel good and then it stops feeling good, switch it, go back to the other thing, or try something else, you know. You could just go back just to a low lunge if you'd like here, a standard low lunge. So kind of framing the foot with the hands. All right, and then when you're ready, pop that back foot up and lift that right knee if you were down to the mat. If you've got it lifted, then stay there. Let's twist. Left arm comes up. And then you can exhale. You can scoot that left foot back to the center of your mat. And then you can lower that right knee. We'll inhale up. Exhale, woo, the hands back down to the mat. Curl your back toes. Inhale, step back to plank. And then let's do a side plank here. So we'll do right side. So you can switch over to that right wrist. And then back to your standard plank. And then when you're ready, we'll exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale to cobra. You can still baby cobra if you want. Lower back down to the mat. Inhale to plank. And then exhale back to down dog. You can inhale your right leg up behind you. As you exhale, right foot comes through the hands. Lower your left knee to the mat for low lunge. When you're ready, you can inhale your arms up. Exhale the hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. We'll inhale, step up to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up overhead. And then we'll do left hand to the right hip, leaning over to the left. Inhale back up. Exhale, forward fold. We'll do another twist. So right knee bent, right hand planted to something, the ground, a block, a blanket, and then you can twist over. And you can look up at the hand, you can look down at the mat. Back to your forward fold. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Then you can exhale, hands come to the mat. Step your left leg behind you. We'll pause here for a moment. This higher lunge. Then you can bring that right hand to the inside, the right leg. So the idea, the yogi people, they would like for your right arm to be pretty intact with your right leg. But if it can't quite go over there for some reason, that's okay. And you can stay up, you can lower that back left knee to the ground, and just breathe and stretch. And you can come down onto your forearms and things. That's just not something I'm feeling today, but if that is something you're feeling, then you can certainly lower down onto your forearms. Nice stretch here. Haven't done a lizard in a while, so this, speaking to me felt really good this morning. So you can curl the back toes, lift up. If you've already there, that's fine. Left hand to the mat, you can twist. Right arm up. And then you can bring that right hand back down. You can kind of heel toe that right foot to the middle. Drop your left knee. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. We'll inhale, step back to plank. And we're going to side plank here, so left side. And modify however you need to. Back to your plank. And then we'll exhale, lower down to the mat. We'll inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale to plank. And then exhale back to down dog. Inhale your left leg up behind you. As you exhale, left foot comes through to the hands. Drop the right knee to the mat. And we'll inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. We'll inhale, step up to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale the hands to heart center. I'm going to get a drink real quick. Since it's a little toasty outside. Gotta hydrate. I hope you all have just been having the best summer that you can possibly have safely. And that maybe if you're unable to travel, you're finding other ways to kind of have fun with your family and just have an enjoyable summer no matter the circumstance. Because you can do it. I believe in you. You're all fun people, and you're all great people. So I believe in you. I think it's possible. And once again, this kind of goes back to that phrase that I used kind of in the beginning of class. It's like this now. Suffering is something that is all in the mind and in the head. So, we can want and wish, and we would like for things to be different. We would like for, everybody to be healthy and to not be in the midst of this pandemic, but we are. It's like this now. So if we kind of adopt that mindset, maybe we'll suffer a little less. Maybe. It still stinks. It's still poopy. I mean, I'm not denying that. But reminding ourselves, it's like this now. This is how it is. We can begin to adapt and adopt different kind of coping techniques and different ways of thinking. We can shift to a more enjoyable approach because we're not kind of wishing things were different, because it's like this now. And it's like this now. So we're going to go ahead and move somewhere. You don't have to listen to me talk until we get to Shavasana. I mean, I'm still going to talk throughout the practice, but you won't have to listen to me talk until we lay down. So you just start in a nice, happy mountain pose here. When you're ready, you can inhale the arms up. You can sit the hips to chair if you like, or from your mountain position, you can bring your hands together and you can let them back bend, and you will automatically pull weight into your toes and your heels will lift. And that's fine. That is this pose. It's an awkward pose. And it's awkward if you can't tell. Exhale, forward fold. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back to your forward fold. We'll inhale, step back to plank. And let's do that side plank one more time. So right side, and then when you're ready to transition, you can put that left hand down. Step your left leg forward here. And then we'll do that twist again. Right arm down, left arm up. How nice. You can bring your left hand back down to the mat. We'll inhale, we'll step back to plank. Maybe you try lowering down to the mat without putting your left foot down on the mat. So you can exhale, lower down. Then inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. You can inhale your right leg up behind you. As you exhale, right foot comes through to the hands. We're setting up for warrior one. So back foot's got that like 45-degree angle. When you're ready, you can come up. And once again, here you've got options. So you can be in your warrior one with arms up here. You can also, from the jump, kind of bring hands together. The arms can come up, you can back bend. Exhale to warrior two. We'll do it at the front of the mat. I know I've been doing back of the mat things, but we'll just stick to the front. You can inhale, reverse warrior. You can exhale, come back through. Straighten the front leg, and we'll come over to a triangle pose. I mean, this pose for me right now is like where it's at. I've been running more. I've been sitting more. My house. Got a bike. Been riding my bike. So I just feel like getting that nice, just static extension here just feels really good. All right, we'll go ahead, collapse over your right leg. We'll inhale, step back to plank. And then we're going to do our left side plank here. You can bring that right hand down, right leg comes up. I was off my mat there. And then you can twist right arm up. Bring that right hand down to the mat. And then we'll inhale back to your plank, maybe keeping that right leg lifted. And then lowering down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, the left leg up behind you. As you exhale, left foot comes through to the hands. Warrior one again. When you're ready, you can inhale. Hands up. And remember, you can be here. You could bring both hands together. We'll exhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, back up. Straighten the front leg. Exhale, over to your triangle. We'll exhale, coming around, framing that foot. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. Stay here for a few breaths. Inhale up on the toes. As you exhale, you can step or walk. Come to your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up. So once again, chair, or you can take that awkward pose. And then exhale, back to mountain. I'm gonna grab a drink. And I just realized that the sun is coming up in the back. I think you can still see me. I don't think it's got me completely washed out. I apologize if it's more difficult to see. Didn't anticipate the sun coming into that quadrant of the screen just yet. But it's okay. It's like this now. The sun's in the view. So, see? Just, it's like this now. You know, I'll do better next time. So, we'll start the front of the mat. You can start mountain pose if you like. You could also bring hands to heart center. I mean, you know, nothing crazy here. When you're ready, we'll inhale the arms up. You can come up onto your tiptoes for that candle flame pose. Woo! Exhale onto the heels. And then we'll lift the left leg and we'll come forward to that warrior three. Back to warrior one. We'll exhale warrior two at the back of the mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, back up, and then over to a triangle. And your next inhale will come up to 5-point star. And then we'll exhale to a wide leg forward fold. You can have movement here, bending one knee, then the other. We'll inhale back up. Then we'll exhale, stepping back to where you started. We'll inhale the arms up overhead, onto the tiptoes. Looking like a candle flame. Exhale, heels to the mat. So this time you can inhale your right leg up behind you. Warrior three. And drop that back foot, warrior one. Warrior two at the back of the mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Back up. Straighten the front leg and over the triangle. Back up for star. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up to star. Then exhale. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Back to where you started from. Oh man. Now you really might not be able to see me. We're almost ready to lay down though. So, if you're ready, you can find your way to the mat. I am going to squat this morning just because I feel like I should. But if you also just want to sit down, go you. Just doing like the squat shimmy. I don't know what that is. Oh, feels good. And then letting yourself come down with no grace, because there's no grace here. Can you see me or can you not? See, there's a glare on my screen, so it just makes it all kind of hard for me to tell what's actually happening here. I'm right here if you can't see me. So I've got my legs straight out. We're going to just do a nice little forward fold here. You can inhale the arms up, exhale, reaching from the hips. When you can't go anymore, you can let the arms rest wherever they rest. If that's just on the thighs, that's fine. If you can comfortably reach your toes, that's fine. You can have a little bend in the knees. That is also fine. A little bit of a bend in the knees gives you a little more stretch in the low, mid back area, which can feel very nice. That's the effect that I am getting right now, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right, back up. So then I feel like we can just take a nice little supine twist and head to Shavasana down. I can't even speak today. So you can lower down. And if this twist isn't calling your name and something else is, then please do that thing. So you can bring your knees, actually, before you bring your knees to your chest, take your hips over to the left side of your mat, knees to chest, and then you can drop the knees over to the right. A nice little twist. If you feel ready, you can bring your knees back to center. You can bring your hips back to center, and then shift them to the right, knees to chest, and then drop them over.
side. If you're satisfied with your twisting, it's Shavasana time. So you can go ahead and get in a comfortable position. If you need any supports, blankets, props, bolsters, whatever, get it. Gotta feel comfortable here. It's the name of the game. You want to be able to lay in a nice still way so that you can see what your mind's up to. Watch how your mind moves, because whoo, in a blink of an eye, you can be like, oh my gosh, it's a sunshiny, happy day, birds are singing, and then that can lead you to, like, thinking about all the terrible scenarios if your car breaks down tomorrow, and it's just going to start now, folks. So, and that's not to say that you shouldn't plan for things responsibly. I should save money in case I need to put new tires or new brakes on my car. I should get my car inspected regularly to make sure that everything is working well with my car. I should wear my seatbelt in my car. I should drive the speed limit as close as I can. I should be a safe driver, da 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 da. Those are things you should think about. Those are, things that you should do. Society has said, gosh, you should be a responsible driver, you should have a valid license, da 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 da. But the things, your mind can quickly take you from, like, I'm going to drive to the store later, to what happens if I get in a wreck? Who gets my cats? What's going to happen to my dogs? My car. I'm not going to be able to do this and that. I'm not going to be able to go on this trip I planned, da 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 da. Do you see how your mind can just, and it's happened, whether you want to admit it or not. You may not have seen the process happen, but I'm sure it's happened to all of us before. You gotta keep an eye on your mind, man. It's yours, and so we think it's the best mind and the greatest mind, and it would never lead us astray. But gosh, it can tell some stories. It can spin a yarn. So when we kind of start in a plan mode, or just whatever, train of thought mode, by recognizing, by stopping yourself when you get to whatever terrible thought you're having and going, I was thinking about, like, how, like, it's nice and warm right now and not super miserable hot, and you was just enjoying the day, to, this such and such terrible thing. Noticing that your mind led you there, it's part one. That's like a big, crucial step, by actually observing the thoughts in your mind, not just letting them take you along for the ride. You're strapped in, you're buckled up, we're going there. And then bringing yourself back. It's like this now. I'm enjoying this nice, pretty day. Come back to now and present. The breath is a great tool to do that. Yoga is a great tool to do that. We've moved our body in a way so that we can be still and not have to worry about what our body's doing. We can watch our thoughts and our mind. We can listen to our mind. We can observe our mind. And then if by chance you do catch yourself in some sort of actual, crummy day, it's very busy, you haven't had lunch, you didn't sleep well, and you know what? Instead of letting your mind kind of lead you and fester and wallow in this kind of crummy day that you're having, you can just take a mental pause real quick from all of these second darts you're throwing yourself. If you've, taken a class with me before, I'm sure I've mentioned the darts. I can talk about them again, don't worry. Stop throwing darts at yourself, and then you say, in the middle of your workday or whatever, it's like this now. I'm very busy. I've got X, Y, and Z that have to be done. I haven't had lunch yet. that this is where we are. Thinking about and hoping and wishing that things had turned out differently, yeah, that's nice and all. But you know what it does? It leads to more suffering. Just as letting your mind take you from this pleasant moment you're having now to some terrible thing that may or may not happen in the distant future. Suffering is all created in the mind. So if we can learn some techniques, cultivate some ways to kind of stop ourselves from living in these, what if scenarios, maybe we can have, a more enjoyable, pleasant day. So just coming back to, it's like this now. These are the things that are happening. These are the things that need to happen. And then just going from there. Instead of wishing and hoping it were different, because it's not. Unfortunately, it's not. There may be a way you can make it different, but you've got to be in the present to see that, to focus on it. So I'll just let you lay here with it being like this now. I invite you to stay here for as long as you like. But if you feel ready to move, you can do so just however those movements naturally occur in your body. And with an inhale, you can roll to one side of your choosing. Taking a longer exhale once you make your way there. And then when you feel ready, I invite you to join me in a comfortable seated position. We'll bring the hands to heart center, eyes closed and the gaze down. I'm so grateful to share this practice with you, each and every one of you. May you be safe, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you live with ease. Namaste.